The world of tennis has just witnessed a seismic shift. If you thought the 2026 season was going to be business as usual, you need to wake up because down in Auckland, New Zealand, the hierarchy is being dismantled right before our eyes. We are not just talking about a win today. We are talking about a statement, a declaration, a revolution on the hard courts. Breaking news from the ASB Classic. Alexandra Eala has shocked the tennis world. The young sensation from the Philippines has just secured her spot in the semifinals. And she didn't just scrape by. She didn't just survive. She absolutely dismantled a giant. As of this moment, January 9th, 2026, the headline screaming across the sports globe is this. Alexandra Eala is 2 wins away from her second WTA title, and she looks unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are unpacking a match that will be remembered as the turning point for Asian tennis in 2026. This isn't just about a scoreline, although the scoreline itself is terrifying for anyone who has to face her next. This is about a transformation. We have watched Alex Eala grow up on the tour. We watched her grind. We watched her learn. But today we watched her conquer, facing the world-class veteran, the 5th seed, Magda Linette of Poland, a woman who is a Grand Slam semifinalist, a woman who is currently ranked number 52 in the world, and a woman who, let's be honest, has had Alex's number in the past. Eala flipped the script entirely. The final score was 6-3, 6-2, a straight sets demolition that took just 1 hour and 37 minutes. Let that sink in. 1 hour and 37 minutes to take apart a defensive wall like Linette. This was supposed to be a war of attrition. It was supposed to be the experience of the 30-something veteran against the youthful energy of the 20-year-old challenger. But what we saw on the court in Auckland was a role reversal of the highest order. Eala didn't play like the challenger. She played like the queen of the court. The atmosphere was electric. The Filipino community in New Zealand came out in droves, turning the arena into something resembling a football stadium, and Alex fed off that energy. But the real story here is the technical evolution. We are seeing faster footwork. We are seeing sharper, more clinical drop shots. We are seeing a mental toughness that allows her to trade heavy blows from the baseline without blinking. This is no longer the developing teenager we were tracking a few years ago. This is a top-tier athlete who has pulverized the giants at the very opening of the 2026 WTA season. This victory is sweet for so many reasons. Remember, Linette had beaten Eala in their last 2 encounters. There was history there. There was psychological weight. But Alex stepped onto that court and shrugged it off like it was nothing. She has leveled up. She has dispatched a top-tier opponent with a kind of ruthless elegance that sends a message to the entire locker room. The kid gloves are off. Alex Eala is a threat that everyone should be afraid of, and think about the stakes. We are talking about her ranking, currently at world number 53, which is already a career-high territory. With this win, she is virtually guaranteed to crack the top 50. She is 2 steps away, just 2 matches, from lifting her second career trophy, backing up that historic win in Guadalajara last year. The year of gold has officially begun. The dream of seeing a Filipino player not just participate, but dominate in the final stages of major tournaments is becoming a reality at a speed that is frankly unbelievable. So buckle up. We are going deep into this match. We are going to analyze every shift in momentum, every tactical adjustment, and exactly what this means for the rest of the season. The world is in shock, but perhaps we shouldn't be. Because if you've been paying attention to the unyielding heart of this Filipino champion, you knew this storm was coming. Let's strip away the hype for a moment and look at the cold, hard reality of what happened on that court in Auckland. To understand the magnitude of this victory, you have to understand the opponent. Magda Linette is not a player you simply walk over. She is a veteran of the tour. She is known for her consistency, her ability to absorb pace, and her counter-punching style that frustrates even the hardest hitters in the game. She is the world number 52. She was seeded 5th in this tournament. This is a player who knows how to win ugly, how to grind out results, and how to exploit the inexperience of younger players. And that is exactly why this match was billed as a litmus test for Alex Eala. In their previous 2 meetings, Linette had the answers. She knew how to dismantle Alex's game, how to force errors, and how to control the tempo. The odds makers, the analysts, and even the casual fans looked at this draw and thought, this is where the run ends. This is where experience triumphs over potential. But Alex Eala didn't get the memo. From the very first ball, the dynamic was different. You could feel the tension in the air at the ASB Classic Arena. It was thick. The wind was swirling. Conditions that usually favor the veteran who knows how to adjust. Many thought Alex would be eaten alive by the pressure. But this is where her pedigree shines through. We have to remember, she is a graduate of the Rafa Nadal Academy. That isn't just a training ground. It is a forge where mental iron is tempered. While other young players might struggle with the external factors, the wind, the crowd, the expectations, Alex remained frighteningly calm. The first set began as a tussle. It was a feeling-out process. Both women held their ground, trading blows from the baseline. The match was tied at 2-2. At that precise moment, the narrative hung in the balance. It could have gone either way. Lynette was looking to dig in, to make the match physical. But then, the storm broke. The Eala storm. From 2-2, Alex didn't just break serve. She broke Lynette's will. She reeled off 3 consecutive games to take a commanding 5-2 lead. And it wasn't just that she won the points. It was how she won them. We saw forehand winners that were struck with such venom, such precision, that Lynette was left flat-footed. Every time Alex ripped a winner, the Filipino fans in the stands erupted. It sounded like a home game in Manila. What was most impressive tactically was Alex's response to Lynette's game plan. Lynette tried to move her around, tried to disrupt her rhythm. But Alex's footwork has improved drastically over the offseason. She was getting balls that she might have missed last year. She was arriving early, setting her feet, and firing back with interest. Lynette found herself out of shape, scrambling, unable to reset the point because every ball Alex sent back was faster, sharper, and deeper than the last. Alex closed out the first set 6-3. But often in tennis, the second set is where the veteran mounts a comeback. We expected Lynette to change tactics, to slow things down, to use her experience. Instead, Alex Eala stepped on the gas. The start of the second set was explosive. Alex displayed an elegance and a ferocity that was breathtaking. She raced out to a blistering 4-0 lead. Think about that for a second. A 20-year-old, facing a woman who has been on tour for over a decade, and she is absolutely blowing her off the court. It looked like the time was up for the Grand Slam semifinalist. Lynette looked shell-shocked. She tried to claw back, managing to grab 2 games to make the scoreline respectable, but there was no panic from Eala's side of the net, no sigh of frustration, no looking at the coaching box for help, just a steely focus. Alex showed a maturity that is rare for someone her age. When it came time to serve for the match, she didn't falter. She closed it out 6-2. The final stats tell the story of a player who is transformed. The match lasted 1 hour and 37 minutes. Efficient, ruthless. In the post-match interview, the emotion finally bubbled to the surface. Alex, usually so composed, let the mask slip just a little. She said, "I'm happy that I've seen my level increase and improve." It was a humble statement, but it carried so much weight. She admitted that Magda has always been a difficult opponent for her. Acknowledging that difficulty makes the victory even more significant. It proves that her off-season training in 2025 wasn't just about maintaining. It was about evolving. This isn't just about scores. This is about the narrative of career versus country that Alex has spoken about. She faces a conflict that many athletes do, but perhaps none so poignantly. The sacrifice of being away from family, the loneliness of the tour, the pressure of carrying the Philippine flag on the highest stage. She has chosen this path. She has chosen to break through barriers. From beating Olympic silver medalist Donna Vekic in the past to pacifying her critics today, Alex Eala has become a symbol. She is the symbol of the unyielding Filipino heart. And now, we look at the ranking implications. Ending 2025 in the top 50 was historic. But this win solidifies her place among the elite. She is expected to climb further, potentially cracking the top 45, or even higher depending on how the rest of the week plays out. She is in the semifinals. She is 2 wins away from a title. Remember her first title in Guadalajara? That was the breakthrough. That was the moment she proved she belonged. But this potential second title in Auckland feels different. It feels like a confirmation. It feels like the start of an era. The question is no longer, can she compete? The question is, who can stop her? Who is next? Who has to stand across the net from this version of Alex Eala? Because right now, she isn't just playing tennis. She is on a mission. She is bringing the pride of a nation with her into every swing. And as we look toward the semifinals, the rest of the field should be very, very worried. So, where do we go from here? The dust has settled in Auckland, but the impact of this match is going to reverberate for the rest of the season. We have to take a moment to appreciate what we are witnessing. Tennis is a sport of momentum. It is a sport of confidence. And right now, Alexandra Eala has both in abundance. She has taken down a giant. She has avenged her past losses. She has silenced the doubts. The father figure consistency built by Magda Linette was destroyed today, brick by brick, by a young woman who refused to be denied. As we look ahead to the semifinals, the dream is vivid. The dream of seeing a Pinoy in the finals of a major event and eventually a Grand Slam is no longer just a dream. It is gradually, day by day, match by match, becoming a reality. The speed of her ascent is undeniable. We are watching a career trajectory that is pointing straight to the top. This story is far from over. In fact, the 2026 season is just getting started. Alex is 2 steps away. 2 matches stand between her and that second WTA title. Can she do it? Based on what we saw today, the faster footwork, the sharp drop shots, the mental fortitude under pressure, you would be a brave person to bet against her. She is set to start the year with gold in her league. She is ready. Is it all for a Grand Slam eventually? Maybe. But for now, the focus is on Auckland. The focus is on the next opponent. The focus is on lifting that trophy. I want to hear from you in the comments below. What did you think of Alex's performance today? Were you surprised by how dominant she was against a veteran like Linette? And do you think she goes all the way to win the title in Auckland? Let me know your predictions. This is a victory for the nation's morale. It is a victory for every young player who dreams of making it big. It is a victory for the hard work, the sacrifice, and the belief that you can stand toe-to-toe with the best in the world and come out on top. Alex Eala stood up as the last queen at court today. The cheering crowd knew it. The world knows it. And soon, whoever faces her next will know it too. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure you are subscribed because we will be covering every single match of Alex's run in Auckland. You do not want to miss what happens next. The revolution is televised, and it is happening right now. Until the next match, keep your eyes on the ball and keep believing. This is just the beginning.